a piece of, yeah, okay, here you go. All right, here's art class. Ready? Go get a spool of 16 gauge wire from a hardware store. Get yourself a flush cutter, a cheap one is okay, and get yourself a pair of round needle nose pliers. Round needle nose pliers, not the flat kind, not the square kind, round. Now, learn how to make a loop at one end of that wire. This is an art project, mind you. It's an art project. Okay? The wire shall be 6 inches in length, no longer than 6 inches in length. Find somewhere around 10 small objects. They can be different or the same. 10 small objects that are lightweight and small, that have a hole in them, or that a hole could be put into quite easily by yourself without drilling it. Poke a hole in something. It could be any material. It could be anything it could be paper, cloth, feathers. It can be plastic. It can be metal. It can be glass. It can be stone. It can be a real bead, or it can be something that you made up or something you found, like in a hardware store. Like a nut, for instance. A wing nut even could be. All right? So you have 10 items that are small, that are lightweight, that have holes in them. You're going to take your 6-inch wire that has a loop on one end of it, and you're going to put that through 5 of those 10 things you collected that have holes in them. Then you're going to bring the other end up through the loop, flush cut the end of that, and then scoop it down into a little loop. Okay? You've made a hoop earring, 6-inch long, so it's going to be about 2.5 inches wide in diameter. It's going to droop down a bit. Now do exactly the same thing with another piece of 6-inch wire. Make a loop, put it through 5 different items, pass it up through the loop, the wire up through the loop, and then twist the wire over the top of that loop to close that. Now, put a couple of ear wires on there if you like, and those are very large junk earrings. Okay. Now, take a 12-inch length of wire, 16 gauge wire, make a loop on one end. Now find 10 more things that have holes in them and string those onto the long 12-inch piece of wire, and then lift that wire, make it into a loop, and pass it through the loop you made, back around again, cut the flush end, cut the end flush nice and neat, and you have a choker. Now that choker can be adjusted in length as well, shorter, not longer certainly, but shorter. I mean, longer you have to have another piece of wire, another length of wire. But you can make that whatever length you like, and that becomes a choker. So you have a choker and a pair of earrings that are made from junk that you found around the house. Just things with holes in them. So you start thinking differently about things, and you start seeing beads where there weren't any before. There's just thousands of beads all around you. Things crying out, bead me, put me into something, use me. So they're sitting there lining, I've got a hole, I'm a bead. So go find And that's your art lesson for today.